Okay, so we finished our problem statement, and now we're ready to go ahead and do our flow chart. I have already done the constants, and I've also created what we're going to be using for the initialization of the loop. So the next thing we have to do is create that loop, and we do that because it's a while loop, and the while loop is going to be another vehicle equals yes. All right, so what we use to step into the loop is the same thing we use to initialize it with, but that allows us to get in, and then we need an input to get out. It's going to use the same variable again, and the question is going to be, is there another vehicle? Vehicle? Yes or no? All right, so now we have that. How do we get in? How do we get out? How do we know we're out? We have one more. We have an output, and that's just going to be our done looping. And again, whoops. Students tend not to do this because they think it's a waste of time until they need it, and then they wish they had it. There we go. And now go ahead and test. Is another vehicle. So that tells me that I was able to step into the loop. If I say yes, and it asks me again, it means I can stay in the loop. And then the last thing is I am out of the loop because it says done looping. So I know my loop structure is correct. And now I need to just go ahead and start building. So we can see that I need to have an input. So that's the next thing we'll do is another input. And that input is going to be vehicle type. And then the question is going to be this. Car, bus, car, truck, or. That makes some more sense. All right. So that's what I'm going to take in. And then I'm going to make this first decision. And that is going to be, is that vehicle car? If it's a car, then I'm going to do a couple of assignments. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. All right, so I have that. Move this over a little bit. Then I have another one I'm going to do, and that is to assign the vehicle rate. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. All right, and now that's going to provide me with two outputs. It's going to give me the vehicle rate output, and it's going to give me the car count output. So let's go ahead and put in the car count first. So again, this is for car count. So Control C. Total number of cars, colon, space, space, and then we'll join that with car count. Now I could put that output for the vehicle type here, but that wouldn't make any sense because I'm going to need it for each one of these. So I'm going to put it here so I can see it no matter which path I go down. And that's going to be the vehicle rate, Control C. So I'm going to have the rate to charge and $, close quote. There we go. And then that. All right, so rate the charge. Okay, so now we've done the car. So now we're going to go ahead and test it and see if everything works. And we want a car. Whoops. Jeez, what a pain in the neck. I hate having to do the quotes. And then I'll copy that. So there's one car. They charge $5. We know that's correct. And then we'll say yes. And it's a car. So now we have two cars. We know the counter's working. And we know that the vehicle rate is working. So we're done. All right, so now that we have that, let's think about what else should we put in there. We have another thing here, and that's car cash. And that's what we're going to put in there next. Control C. This is assignment. Where'd it go? And this assignment. And I shouldn't have done all that. Control C. Control V. Control C. Control V. And then we'll say here, we'll have another output. And this is going to be car cash. Control C. Amount of money for cars. Oh, did I put a $sign on that last one? You're probably going, what the heck would you do that for? Click OK. Oh, I did it for down here. All right, so now we have that last one. Let's see if it works. Car. One car, $5 is the amount of money for cars, and they charged them $5. And then we say yes, and we say car again. There's two cars, 5 times 2 is 10, and then $5, and then no. So why did I do it that way? It allows me to be able to test all these components, although when we code it, we're not going to code it. Actually, we'll start out by coding it this way. And then when we go to final code, we'll break this all out where it needs to be. But this makes our life a little bit easy, very easy, because now I can come up here and I can copy that and I can paste it here. And then I can come up here and copy the word truck, Control C, and change everything that says car to truck. Truck. Truck, truck. And I can only do this because I did a great job of naming my variables consistently so that all I can have to do is do this one replacement. And actually it would be nice if I can do a replace all, but it doesn't allow us to do that. Well, okay, I don't have to worry about anything else because I know this is going to be the processing of the truck. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to copy that, make my life easier. Copy. So I got one truck. Trucks are $8. The rate to charge is $8. And then yes. Makes you wish you could put default values in, right? And Control V. Now I have two trucks, $8 each. So the total money for trucks is $16, and I charge $8 for this one. So you can see that that works absolutely perfect. Whoops. Stop. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to select this, copy this, paste it here, and then change this to bus. And I'm going to pause this and do it magically. Okay, through the magic of stop motion, I've now changed everything that said truck into bus and then tested this and everything works. So now we're on to the last thing, and that is we have an if, else if, else if. What if they type in bus with a capital B or buses instead of bus? We want to go ahead and trap that error. So we're going to do that by first assigning to error flag the number 1. So it changes it from 0 to 1. And then we're going to have our output. And this is always the same. You typed space and then join that with type vehicle, Control C, Control V, and then here I'm going to join, I'm going to join that with quote space, and then you should have typed colon, copy this, Control C, Control V, and then close that quote. All right, so if they made a mistake, we tell them what they typed incorrectly and what they should have typed. And then we're going to come over here and mitigate that by doing this. Let's see. And this is going to be error flag equals 0. Okay, so if that's true, we are going to finish processing. So we're going to put that output. No sense putting that output unless that's there. And then here, what we're going to put in here is this. Okay, make this nice and small for you, as you can see what's going to happen. I'm going to come in here. We're going to ask them for the vehicle type. It's going to go down one of these paths. If it doesn't match any of these, then it's going to go down this path and can come over here. Let's go ahead and run it. I haven't tested bus yet, so let's do bus, make sure that works. So we got one bus, $25, total charge, yes, bus, whoops. So I got 2 buses, $50. You charge me $25. Is there another one? Let's say yes. Let's say dog. You typed dog, but you should have typed in car, truck, or bus. You should have typed it in. So this is our second one coming right here. And then we'll type in bus correctly. 3 buses. Total amount of money is $75. Wait a minute. What happened here? It's going down the wrong path. That can't be right. And I'm stuck because it's just going to keep going around over and over and over again, but not processing anything. All right, so we need to stop this. Unfortunately, this is a flowchart and we can stop. So let's see what we did wrong and why this is not working correctly. And it comes down here, it turns the error flag 1. We tell them what they did wrong. It comes down here, and then after here, it goes back up, says, is there another vehicle? Yes, it's still there. So it comes by and asks us this information, goes down this information, right? Then it goes down to bus. It processes the bus. When it comes down over here, though, error flag is 1. We never changed the error flag back. So it goes down this way. So although we are actually processing the bus, we don't get to tell them that, and we don't get a chance to tell them that we're done with the vehicles for the day. That's an important thing to remember. So one of the things that we have to do is on the false side, paste, we need to change the error flag back to 0 or it stops working because error flag is 0 automatically. Then it goes down here, changes to 1, then goes this way, and then goes back up and around, but the flag never gets back to 0. So now if it goes over here, it's 1 and it goes down the wrong side. So that's why you want to make sure that from now on, when we do error checking and error trapping, one of the things that we do here, because we want it to go back to the here and so they can type it in correctly, which is what's going to happen now. So let's go ahead and try that now. So I'll do bus. Yes. I'll do dog. They go, oh, you made a mistake. Okay, they're going to say it twice. And then it's going to allow me to put bus in correctly this time. And now it's going to work correctly. And that's how you want your thing to work. Unlike other ones, remember we moved some of the input down into here? In this case, we can't. That input has to stay there. See, that's the only input we're doing, so it has to be there. But this is the end. We're done now. This is not the order in which we're going to have a final application. But when we code it, we're going to code it exactly this way, and then we're going to change it. So it's going to take us a couple of videos to get through the code. All right, and that's it for this one. This is long enough.